Today I will be discussing about equality. So I'll be sending two videos regarding liberty and equality simultaneously. Okay. So today's chapter is equality. As you have already completed in writing your notes, I shall explain the concept of equality. And this video is a complete video of chapters and it's related to your syllabus only. So moving forward, in this chapter concepts and module, we will be discussing about meaning, kinds of equality, relationship between equality and liberty. So in kinds of liberty, we will be discussing about legal, social, political as well as economic equality. So before proceeding with kinds of equality and the relationship between equality and liberty, we will try to understand what is equality. Okay. So before starting with the definition or the meaning, I want to clear with the introduction, okay, from where this equality started, okay. The French Revolution demanded equality along with liberty and fraternity for men. So, I know that you have already have heard about what is French Revolution, right? So now I'll not go into the deeper study of French Revolution due to my time constraint. So I'll directly move on to what is like when it was started. When French Revolution had happened, people equally, like people demanded there should be equality among men and women according with liberty as well as fraternity for men. French Declaration of Man and Citizen, this is the most important thing that you need to remember, the incident and the date, the year. French Declaration of Man and Citizen in 1789 categorically stated men are born and always continued to be free and equal irrespective in respect of their rights. So the French Declaration of Man and Citizen in 1789 stated that men are born free. Men are born and always continue to be free. They are born free as well as in near future also they are free, and that men should have a equal respect over their rights. The rights given by the constitution should be equal irrespective of caste, color, creed, sex, religion, etc. Okay. Moreover, not just French Revolution said what is equality. In the preamble of Indian Constitution also it defines equality as one of the four basic objectives of Indian polity. So in class 12 we will be discussing about the constitution as a whole, but in your junior classes also I know that you have heard about what is constitution, and the constitution, the preamble of the Indian Constitution always defines that equity as one of the objectives. So further, moving to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948 also stands for liberty, equality and justice. So, the French Declaration also stated about equality. The preamble of Indian Constitution also stated about equality. And on in that note only, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights also talked about liberty, equality and justice and all other civil, economic, social, political rights of the human beings. Therefore, equality stands universally recognized as a fundamental human rights. So we can say that above all, equality is one of the most fundamental rights that human being enjoys, and its important ranks next only to the right to life and liberty. So this is just an introduction of what is from where the equality started. Now, let's understand what is equality. In the common uses, equality is viewed as an absolute equality of all men and women and equal treatment and reward. Now, equality, the word equality in your mathematical sign and symbol, this is equal, right? This is equal. So in the uses, the common uses, that equality is that it is an absolute equality, means men and women should have equal opportunity, equal treatment of everything. Okay. Absolute equality of all cannot be fully accepted and realized. Now the other prospects that we can learn is that absolute equality cannot be fully accepted because men are neither equal in respect of their physical features. Now we say that men and women says that they are equal, right? So if this is one man and other man cannot be same, accurate, exact like the other people, because they have a certain difference between different characteristics of their physical features, nor in respect of their mental ability. Again, their mental ability is also not equal. Yeah, for this the reason is out here. Some men are stronger, others are weaker. Some are more intelligent than others, and some are even born with low intelligence and are mentally retarded. So there is no equality in this sense, okay? The capacity and abilities of men are different. Further, the people, human beings are different. Their intelligence are also different. Their capabilities are also different. As such, equality of treatment and reward cannot be ensured, rather should be ensured. So, in this note only, okay, in this note, what happens then? Equality cannot be ensured, but it has to be made, it has to be given to those people who have less mental intelligence, they have different physical disabilities, etc. Okay, so equality in a larger sense is like this. So reward must depend upon the actual abilities and work of different people. So we always talk about reward also, okay? Whenever a person does certain good work, he or she must be rewarded. So that reward also should be depend upon the abilities of the work that different person do. Hence equality does not mean absolute and total equality, okay? So equality does not mean absolute or total equality. In fact, we talk about equality of all men, we really mean general equality. We mean general equality and not absolute equality. We mean general, okay? Just means general means irrespective of caste, color, creed, everyone is included, but not absolute. We really talk of equitable distribution of opportunities and not equal reward for all. Equitable distribution of opportunity and not equal reward for all. So equitable, I want to make the meaning of equitable clear to you all. So the word equitable implies over fair or impartial distribution of resources. Fair and impartial distribution of resources. So it must be there, okay? The reward should be equitable distribution of opportunities as well as not an equal reward. So it is very simple to understand equality. Equality talks about equal distribution, equitable distribution of opportunities. Now there are two types of inequalities. To understand equalities, we need to understand two types. There are two types of inequalities: natural inequalities and man-made inequalities. In natural inequalities, it means differences among men, physical differences, okay? And this is not created by us, it is natural. So man-made inequalities are those unnatural and artificial inequalities which are there because of some social conditions. The discrimination, now I can give you an example. The discrimination practice and inequalities maintained in the name of caste, creed, religion, sex, or place of birth, and all unnatural are man-made inequalities. So man-made in a society, man-made inequalities are very large, okay? There are numerous. Every now and then, every day, new equalities do burn out. But natural inequalities is not man-made, they are like physical differences. So you have to be clear about what are two types of inequalities, that is man-made as well as natural inequalities. Now we can enter to the main topic, that is kinds of equality. There are different kinds of equality, that is legal, social, economic, and political inequality. There are four kinds of equality. Now let's understand what is legal equality. The simple meaning of legal is uh, it's relating to law. Okay, so it stands for equality before the law, where equal application of the same legal code to diverse group and equal opportunities for all to secure legal protection of their rights and freedom. So legal equality refers to all people are equal before the law, and whatever the application, whatever the processes that they use are should be legal irrespective to different groups, and the opportunities to get legal protections should be also equal. Okay, so this is legal equality. So further, it implies that states should not practice any discrimination, so irrespective of any grounds, okay, in terms of religion, in terms of caste, I say there should not be discrimination. The judiciary should be independent and duly empowered to provide justice to all and prevent injustice to anyone. So it's very simple. Judiciary comes in between for giving equal opportunities and giving justice. So it says that states should not practice any kind of discrimination, and judiciary should be independent to provide justice to the all citizen of that territory, and that should be done. Now, social inequality. Social equality stands for equal rights and opportunities for the development on all class of people without any discrimination. So there should be an equal rights that gives equal opportunities to the development of all sections of society, be it men, women, be it from any sectors. There should be given an opportunity without any kind of discrimination. Social equality stands for absence of special privileges of any class or caste or religious group or ethnic group, prohibiting discrimination based on race, caste, color, creed, religion, sex, etc. There should not be discrimination on these factors, that is race, caste, color, etc. It exists when there is free access to public places for all, is that no social segregation, and if there is equality of opportunity. How the social equality can achieve? This social equality can be achieved by accessing the public places, and there should not be any discrimination to any people going in that public places. Okay, so this is how social equality can be achieved. Now, economic equality. It stands for equitable and adequate opportunities for all earning their livelihood. So there should be unequal opportunities for earning their livelihood. It means that primary needs of food, shelter, and clothing for each person should be fulfilled. In economic equality, for a man or for an individual, food, clothing and shelter is must. Okay, so this must be given. So he or she has a full right to secure his primary needs, and that primary need is food, clothing and shelter. Production and distribution of wealth should not be done in such a way that it promotes the welfare of maximum number of people. So whatever the production or whatever the distribution that happens in a society, it should be done for the larger good of the people. Okay, it should affect the maximum number of people, then only economic equality will be achieved. Economic equality accepts the presence of difference in income, rewards and profits. By this should not be illogical or glaring. So economic equality accepts the difference between the income, rewards, etc. Okay. Now, political equality. Political equality stands for equal participation of all in the political process. It also indicates presence of identical political rights of all citizens, and it also refers to equal opportunity for political participation for all. So everybody who can contest who can get into the political field can contest, can go for participation, because you are given the right you are given a right. So political participation should be given to every individual if he or she attains the age of 18 years and above. It also implies the removal of hindrance in the way of exercising political rights. So if the political rights, like if there is like hindrance in achieving this political rights, then it also gives a certain power to remove that hindrance from achieving that political rights. Now, relationship between equality and liberty. Equality and liberty are two fundamental rights of every human being. However, the relationship between the two is very controversial. There are two views on the relationship between liberty and equality, where one says that equality and liberty are opposed to each other. On the other hand, they say equality and liberty are not opposed to each other. One say opposed to each other, others say not opposed to each other. So let's understand A and B. Equality and liberty opposed to each other. We will be understanding opposed to each other. Lord Acton and Tocqueville, Alex de Tocqueville, are the main supporters of the view that liberty and equality are opposed to each other. Alex de Tocqueville and Lord Acton say are like opposed. They say liberty and equality are opposed to each other. They believe that greater the liberty, lesser is the equality. They say if the liberty is great, the equality is less. The demand of equality destroy liberty. If one person, they say, it is just assumption made by these two person, okay, these two person. The demand for equality destroys liberty because these forces of state make laws which impose restrictions and restrict liberty. So when equality is created by law, it limits liberty, check initiative, and reduce profits because it limits the free enterprises. So Alex de Tocqueville says that there should be, when equality is demanded, liberty is automatically destroyed because state uses a coercive method or a forceful method to impose restrictions and restrict liberty. And if the law, if from when equality is created from law, this it limits and it reduces the profits also. When economic liberty is granted, it leads to economic inequality. Some section of society become rich while others become poor. Economic liberty and economic equality are opposed in and incompatible. So these are the reasons given by Alex de Tocqueville and Lord Acton. Now, equality and liberty are not opposed to each other. We are talking about not opposed to each other. Liberty and equality are two fundamental human rights. Yes, they are both rights without which one cannot seek himself or outside to be at oneself. This is the one of the most important. Equality is needed to enjoy liberty. In absence of social, legal, civil, political, and economic equality, liberty cannot be enjoyed. Okay, social inequalities will limit liberty. In case the state provides equality but fails to grant and ensure the right to freedom, equality will lose its meaning. So, if a state provides, if state provides equality but fails to provide liberty, then it will the person who has got the freedom will lost his meaning. Human beings feel insecure and oppressed without liberty and revolt against the regime like USSR. So this is the example of because people without liberty will revolt against the government. Liberty also stands for freedom to utilize opportunities for self-development. So if liberty is there, we have a freedom, and freedom can be used to achieve our goals, achieve our opportunities, and that opportunities and that goals is just meant for self-development. Economic equality is a safeguard of liberty. Liberty without economic equality is that a fairer distribution of resources cannot be enjoyed by a large section of society. If there is no economic liberty, then the resources that is in the society cannot be used by the larger mass of people. A hungry man cannot enjoy his freedom and its rights. A hungry man cannot enjoy his freedom and his rights. Now, how do they complement each other? Now, let's understand how do they complement each other. This is a separate topic, okay? Liberty and equalities are two equal important fundamental rights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 points in your book also, and 6 points we will be discussing in subsequent slides. So let's understand number 1, that is liberty and equality are two equally important fundamental rights. So how liberty is equal, like it's very important. Both liberty and equality are fundamental conditions. Both are essential and both are simultaneously available. Means, after, if liberty is there, equality is there. If equality is there, liberty is there. Like, it is a simultaneous method without which no one can seek himself to be at oneself. Now, equality is needed for enjoyment of liberty. Equality is needed for enjoyment of liberty. In the absence of social, legal, civil, political, and economic equality, there can be no real enjoyment of liberty. Social inequalities will also limit liberty, and reverse of also is true. So, social equality alone cannot create the environment in which people can really enjoy their liberty. Only if there is only social equality, there will be no environment that people can fully enjoy their liberty. Legal equality is essential for liberty. What is legal? That means legal equality. Legal equality gives a protections to the protections for safeguarding equal rights of the most equal rights of the people, and it is one of the most essential safeguards of liberty. Such as, I can give you an example, equal protection of law is that legal equality is significant guarantee of liberty. So there should be an equal opportunity, equal irrespective of everything. The equality should be given to men and women in an equal way. So legal protection, equal protection of law to every individual. Now, let's understand, without liberty, equality loses its worth. In case of state may provide for equality but fails to grant the ensures the right of the freedom, there can be little benefit of equality for the people. Okay, if a state has given equality but does not ensures the freedom of an individual, there on that note, people will be benefit in a lesser amount. They cannot really enjoy equality without being free and enjoy it. To enjoy equality, the person should be free. Right to equal opportunities is a feature of both liberty and equality. So this is an example or image showing that every person, irrespective of caste, color, creed, should be equal and opportunities should be equal. So equality stands for grant of equal and adequate opportunities for development of the people. Liberty also stands for freedom of action and enterprise. Therefore, both share similar variables. That is, liberty and equality share limited variable. Look out your picture 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 peoples, and they have different disabilities also. But they are enjoying the same food, right? So it should give equal. There should be right of equal opportunities. That feature is both important for liberty as well as equality. Equality is a safeguard of liberty. Liberty without economic equality is that without the fairer distribution of income and resources cannot be enjoyed. In the presence of economic inequality, the poorer and weaker section of society are bound to remain incapable of enjoying their liberty. So hunger man cannot be expected to go for voting and cannot be expected to vote well. So now this one is like a image regarding the economic equality do we have in our society. So if a person is very hungry, then he cannot go for voting also. But also, we can't expect that he will vote for the same government that is not giving him food. So that totally changes the narratives. So now I have completed the whole chapter of economic liberty. Please compile your notes, and till then stay safe and see you in offline classes also. So compile your notes and do send me by evening.